Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio. I'm Amy Chopin, and this is the second in our Discovering Daz Studio series of tutorials. In this tutorial we're going to be adding some hair to Aiko and some clothing and be talking a little bit about how to work with that. So to start out with, I want to add some hair to Aiko, and if I had loaded this hair up there, I would have to go first and I would have downloaded it, and now I would have to run the hair. I don't have to do that since I've already done that. And then I'd have to click on this and search for content and click on that, and it will just add any files. I don't have any more files that it needs to scan to add into the database here because I've already done that. So I am here in the unassigned, and I'll go into hair. And now I have this Daz Aiko hair, and this is hair by Daz. And if I click onto the hair, there we go. It has added some hair into that. Now hair is its own prop. It's an object. And you'll see because of that, I'm going into the scene now and looking at everything here. You'll see because of that if I move Aiko away, that the hair doesn't go with it. Now in some ways of loading it you might get hair that does, but I'll show you how to fix that if your hair doesn't go with your figure. So I'm going to go to edit, undo that active pose, and the hair will automatically be added in exactly where she is in this first pose that all of Daz figures come in. And this is the same with the clothing. The clothing will be added into that first pose. For hair, which is a prop as opposed to a figure, and look, Aiko is a figure here, and you'll look here, I'm in the scene and I have all these bones here. The hip shows that, the left upper thigh, the buttock there, the abdomen, these are all different bones or parts of the figure that can be posed. Now here's my head. My head is what I want this hair to attach to. So I'm going to take this hair, which is clear up on top of here, and I'm going to pull it down so that it's under the head. And now when I move her around, wherever her head goes, that hair goes. Undo that active pose. I'm going to put her back. I'm going to bring back my parameters here, the parameters tab. And hair is kind of fun. There's some fun things you can do with hair. Let me go ahead and click on that hair, and it just gives you a lot of different poses, some morphs they call. So I can make it go forward on the neck. That's kind of hard to see. One of the fun things to see is the super static. And all of these will do different things. Gale Force is going to push it all off to one side, and Gale Force 3 will put it to the other side. You can see that only one side gets wild. You can see that there are a lot of fun things that you can do with the hair, and a lot of this depends on what his... Now this one's kind of, this says neck bend forward. It's kind of hard to see. If I turn around, then you can see that. In the 0, that's just kind of normal. But if it's forward, it goes like that. And that's something, you know, you'd have to have the right pose for. So now I have her back, front, and forward. And now we're going to add some clothes to her. And so now what I want to do is add some clothes into her. And so when I'll just go to unassigned figures, and I have these Aiko morphing clothes that I want to use here. And I have this mech girl bodysuit, and it's adding that object in, and it adds it in. Now once again, if I move her, somewhere, it's going, these clothes aren't going to follow her. The clothes, I'm going to undo that pose. The clothes are figures themselves. They also have their own kind of poses and their bones, just like the figure does. See, if I open this up, it has the hip and everything, and the abdomen and everything that she does. So what we want to do in order to make that stay with her is I'm going to go into my parameters here. I've got the bodysuit selected here, and I need to go down in these properties of this, and I have my miscellaneous property right here. Open that back up, and down at the bottom of this is fit to. So I'm going to click on this, and I want to fit it to Aiko right there. And now whenever I move Aiko, that mech suit goes right with her right there. You can see how that curves nicely around there. So I'm going to undo that for now, and I'm going to dress her up with the rest of the things. Do the boots, and once again I go down to the miscellaneous. I'm in my scene and I select the boots. I go to the miscellaneous and I tell that to fit to Aiko. Now you noticed when I said fit to, it now has the bodysuit that it allows me to fit to, but I instead wanted to fit it to the Aiko. And you saw when those boots first came in, they were kind of back. They kind of didn't fit her weren't in the right place with her very well. And once I put it to fit to Aiko, those boots moved exactly in the same place where her different parts of her, where her foot was and her legs were, and where all of that was. So we'll just go back and we'll do that for all of the rest of these clothes. The gloves, and you just have to go in there and click on everything and always fit it to her. There they are appearing back there. Back into my scene, clicking on the pants and fit to her there. And there's that mech suit, and there's Aiko with me moving her around a little bit, switching her around and moving her poses a little bit. You'll see that that will all move together and work very nicely together. Thank you for watching this Geekatplay tutorial. If you have any questions or would like to know more about Daz Studio, please visit daz3d.com or visit us on the web at www.geekatplay.com.